Hello everyone. I'm going to do the activity of English and the author I'm going to talk about is Carlos Fuentes because he wrote Aura, the story that I'm going to explain in a few moments. Carlos Fuentes Macias, he was a Mexican writer, intellectual, and diplomatic. He wrote various like books, but in between them is Aura. And he was born on November the 11th of 1928, and he died May 15 of 2012 due to a cardiovascular disease. He is buried in Paris, France. Um, he has three sons, and well, he received various awards throughout his life. In between them, Premio Rómulo Gallegos in 1977, Cervantes in 1987, Príncipe de Asturias de las Letras in 1994, and between others. Now going on to the story in the setting. The story starts with the characters. Martin, when he knew French and was looking for a job that required the usage of the French language, so he could translate. And yes, so he was walking down the street and he saw a poster like the big posters you see on the streets, and he read it, and the job description was like exactly like he wanted. So he started to suspect that it may be something spooky or something like that, but he accepts the job. And the background is like Martin is hired to translate the testament of a widow's husband, and because the husband was like a general in the French army, so the widow hired Martin so he could translate the husband's writings. The theme, it has like a spooky theme, a suspense theme, and yes, because a lot of things happen in the story that leave you like excited to see what's next. In the characters, it's the French military, the the lady, the widow of the military, then is Martin, and then is the like a relative of the widow called Aura, and Martin kinda falls in love with Aura, and but then it turns out that Aura is like the widow, and like it's very confusing. But yes, those are the characters. And the plot is happens when Martine arrives to the house, and she meets like the lady, and she meets Aura, and he meets Aura. But he notices like a rare behavior in Aura, because she doesn't express any feeling or doesn't move, just over like Aura only obeys the widow, and she never like went out of the house. She always stayed in, and the house was always dark. because they decided to like build buildings, tall skyscrapers, like around the house, so the house was dark. Well, my reflection about this story, well, um, like at first, I only read it because the school asked me to read it, but when I actually started to read it, I actually liked the book, and the story kept me intrigued to see what's next. So I just kept reading and reading until I finished. And it's a short book, so that convinced me a little bit more to read it. It's not that long, it's like 65 pages, and the story is very good. It's very good. I recommend you to read it. Well, thank you for your attention.